Some news that's not really that surprising, but nonetheless is kind of interesting to talk about. Austin Hill will be making his debut in the NASCAR Cup Series for the Richard Childress Racing number 33. I guess Richard Childress and Penske are just kind of sharing the 33 as their uh, backup car. Ever since, Tyler Reddick announced that he would be leaving RCR and going to 2311 Racing, Austin Hill's name has really been the main one brought up whenever people talk about the possibility of somebody eventually replacing Tyler Reddick. His name seems to be the one that is continually mentioned as far as non-current Cup drivers, possible free agents that could fill that seat. And I think that they're founded. I think that Austin Hill is a very good driver. But I want to talk about what exactly could we expect out of Austin Hill as a Cup Series driver, as a Cup Series regular for years going forward. I think that it's safe to say that Richard Childress Racing making this move at this time to put Austin Hill in a Cup car in Michigan is definitely a test to see if he's ready to take that step, to see what he can do. Will he be in the Cup Series full-time next year? Maybe. I know that Tyler Reddick's probably still going to be there, but maybe if RCR has the money, has the funding, they put a third car in there, let Austin Hill get acclimated to the next-gen car, and then move him into the 8. I think that would be a really smart thing to do. Austin Hill's 28 years old. He's really getting into that portion where he needs to go ahead and jump up to Cup if he's ever going to do it. He needs to start learning now because there are going to be a bunch of guys who have a head start on him that are a lot younger. But that, at the end of the day, I guess will depend on how much funding he can bring with him. But I'm definitely curious to see what he's capable of doing at Michigan. But let's break down what exactly we could expect out of him if he were to go full-time next year. Whenever I look at Austin Hill's stats, I compare him to 4 different drivers: Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, Tyler Ankrum, and Ty Gibbs. The first 2 just being the 2 main RCR development guys that have came up in the last few years. And then you got Tyler Ankrum, who took over the 16 truck for him this year. How is he doing compared to Austin? And Ty Gibbs, how is currently the best and wide-known NASCAR prospect doing compared to Austin Hill in the same series? Whenever I compare Austin Hill's stats compared to Austin Dillon and Tyler Reddick's through their development rakes, trucks, and Xfinity, really there's not a big discrepancy besides the fact that Tyler Reddick has an incredible 2019 season with RCR with 6 wins, 27 top 10s, and average finish in the 6s. It was incredible. He won the championship that year. That was something that Austin Dillon didn't really replicate, and it doesn't look like Austin Hill is going to replicate. That being said, both Austin Hill and Austin Dillon, whenever you look at the 2 full-time seasons that Reddick put up, you compare those to Austin Dillon's and Austin Hill's current Xfinity series and their truck series records, all of them kind of balance each other out. They all kind of have, Reddick has 1 good year in trucks, 1 kind of meh year. That Austin Hill kind of has 2 good years in trucks, 1 kind of meh year. And I'm counting the Hattori Racing, not any of the underfunded equipment that Austin Hill was racing. And then you look at Austin Dillon, who had, good years and bad years in all Xfinity and trucks. Overall, if you had the numbers in front of you, everything would kind of balance itself out. It really doesn't tell you the whole picture. The only thing it does tell me is that Tyler Reddick showed a mass amount more potential than, in my opinion, either one of them, Austin Hill or Dillon. That being said, there's still something to be said for Austin Hill putting up good, solid numbers, especially whenever you compare him currently this season to his teammate Sheldon Creed, who has not even been on the same stratospheric level of Austin Hill. But when we move on to Tyler Ankrum in the truck series and what he is doing with that number 16 truck, last year was kind of a down year for Austin Hill, and Austin Hill is still putting Tyler Ankrum to shame from last season. I think that Hattori Racing has taken a step back. I don't think that is 100% the pure discrepancy between Ankrum and Hill, because you could kind of see the Hattori Racing program had kind of progressively been getting a little worse every year since Brett Moffitt's championship run with them. But Austin Hill still had them respectable. Tyler Ankrum kind of has them as a middle-of-the-pack team. I think that says a lot about the talent that Austin Hill possesses, because while Tyler Ankrum is not, I've never considered him to be a next-level talent of any kind. I don't really think he is At this moment, I would not call him a Cup level talent. I don't think he'll ever make it to Cup outside of a funding type of thing. He's still no scrub. He could make a career in the trucks if he wanted to, if he found the right situation. So, you look at all that. I think that the biggest thing to compare Austin Hill to right now is his biggest competition this year, Ty Gibbs. And I'm going to be honest with you. Whenever you compare Austin Hill and Ty Gibbs' record, and it may be surprising, they are not as far apart as you think. Austin Hill actually has one more top 10 than him. Now, Ty obviously has 2 more wins. That's the biggest thing. But Austin Hill's stats, outside of being like maybe a position less average finish wise, Austin Hill's stats are not far off from Ty Gibbs, who is considered to be the best NASCAR prospect like of the past like 10 years, which that's debatable, but it's still what some people have said. Now, if I'm looking at this, if I'm looking at what Austin Hill is prepared to do, I think that Austin Hill is 110% ready for Cup. I think he is a Cup level talent. Do I think that he is going to outperform what Tyler Reddick has done and is currently doing in Richard Childress Racing equipment? No, I do not think so. Kind of. I don't think that Austin Hill is on the same driver talent level as a Tyler Reddick. I think that Reddick right now is in the stage of his career where he is kind of forcing speed. He is not building up average stats that would equate to the actual talent level that he has. Because a lot of people hate on Austin Dillon. His stats, Austin Dillon, prior to these last 2 wins from Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon was ahead of Tyler Reddick in the points. Austin Dillon and Tyler Reddick's stats were almost equal. The difference was you didn't notice Dillon because Reddick was up at the front, but something would always happen to negate that. And obviously there are instances like Dirt Bristol that were not Reddick's fault. He should have won that race. But still, the stats do not lie that Austin Dillon is not trash like people want to make him out to be. Is he a guy that should be in Cup Series as long as he hadn't gotten as many chances as he has? No. But it's the nature of the sport. At the end of the day, though, what I expect out of Austin Hill are comparable to what Austin Dillon is putting up in the car. I think that Austin Hill is not a transcendent talent above Austin Dillon, and I think that his actual talent-wise is probably just maybe a notch above what Austin Dillon has been doing. I think that Austin Hill has the potential to be a Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney type of guy who is very consistent. Well, in most, Alex Bowman hasn't been the face of consistency this year, but is a guy who does enough with his equipment to keep his job. He will contend for races on a semi-consistent basis, and he will probably win maybe a race a year in his prime. I'm not saying that next year, I'm saying down the road, career projection. That's what I personally see for somebody like Austin Hill. But tell me what you guys think. What kind of talent level do you think Austin Hill possesses? And do you think it would be wise for Richard Childress Racing to go ahead and make him full-time next year and then move him into the 8? That way that he can get plenty of experience. Or do you think it'd be more beneficial to him to run in the Xfinity Series another year? Personally, I don't think he needs it. I think that he's putting up numbers that are, equal to some of the best Xfinity drivers currently racing. He's 28 years old. There's really no reason not to go ahead and put him in Cup. But tell me what you guys think. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I hope you all have a great day.